Oh, what's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMG WTF LOL FTW BRB. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2013. We are playing as the WWE in the year 2015, and we are booking Money in the Bank. Now, some of you guys may know this. Before I was doing this series, I actually was already doing a 2015 WWE series beforehand, which is actually from the same exact mod. The only difference between the two series, honestly, is I've done a little bit, maybe a few different things in this one. And we also have NXT, whereas the old one we didn't have NXT. But in that old series, now I don't exactly remember where I stopped, but I believe I stopped before we got to Money in the Bank, like we were booking up to that pay-per-view. I could be wrong, and we might have booked Money in the Bank, but I don't believe I ever made it past the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. So this episode's kind of exciting to me in that sort of way because this marks the first time that we're finally moving past the past. Everything from now on in the series is going to be stuff completely new to you guys. We're not going to really see any rehashing of storylines because there's nothing left for you guys really to see as a rehash since we're past all that stuff we've done in there. And I would like to, also point out that not everything has been exactly the same in this one. I mean, we have the Randy Orton-Rusev feud, which I don't believe I did at all. And, yeah, we got a lot of good things happening in this playthrough. I'm actually really excited where this one is going. And this is kind of like one of those memorable episodes, I guess, to me personally, just because it's like the sign that we have passed where we were in the other playlist. But either way, I'm also really excited about Money in the Bank because tonight at the pay-per-view is going to be like, this is like the pay-per-view where things start getting like serious. Like we're just going to start seeing where like the roads are going to be leading to the future. You know what I'm saying, basically? Now, when I say future, I don't mean like the future of the WWE, but like in the year, like the future, like time-wise. But we're going to be seeing, a lot of things where like, this is where things can go now, or this is where things, like a lot of big things are going to happen tonight that have, what's the word I would be looking for? That are basically connected to events that I plan on happening in the future. But without spoiling too much, and without sounding like too much of an idiot trying to explain myself, let's just stop that, and let's just go ahead and run the show. We already know what you guys want, so let's do this. Let's run the show, baby. WWE presents Money in the Bank. Not yet, though. We have, of course, a couple of pre-show matches and angle. And the only angle for the pre-show is Bo Dallas as he makes his way down to the ring, and he tells everybody to believe. Bo Dallas, everybody. And then we have our first match of the pre-show, which gets a 48D+, and a match that's solid in reaction, but not necessarily crowd heat. Neville defeating Bo Dallas. Just a way to... I know necessarily this doesn't really help Neville because it's not really getting him popularity or anything, but it's getting him some overness and some momentum, which will, keep him, I guess, I don't know exactly the word I would be looking for, but pretty much keep him in the eyes of the fans and, looking like he's an actual threat or a rising star, I guess, instead of just another face when I eventually have a storyline for him, which I do have a storyline coming up. Bo Dallas is improving in technical, so there's that. We then go to our next pre-show match that gets a 67C+. I have a feeling that almost every Kane and Big Show match has gotten the same grade. I want to go check on it, but I feel like Kane and Big Show are always getting a 67C+. Don't quote me on that, but I don't know. I get the feeling. I've been seeing a lot of 67s from this tag team. Either way, though, as I was saying, though, about to feature great action and average heat. Kane and Big Show defeating Mark Henry and Goldust when Kane defeated Henry with the Monster Choke Slam. Goldust is improving in performance as well. And then our main event of the pre-show is really kind of the only advertised match for the main event, even though it does worse than our other match, but whatever. I was kind of expecting that. But either way, the only really advertised main event we had, and a match with some good action but not much weight and heat, Natalya defeating Victoria with the Sharpshooter. So we move on to the actual start of the show, and we start off with a 64C as Bray Wyatt appears on the Titantron to open up the pay-per-view, of course being accompanied by Harper, Rowan, and Kruger. And he says, Tonight is the night. Tonight is the night where destiny becomes history. Tonight, not only will I climb the steps to reach my destiny, But tonight, my family will make an impact. Soon the Usos will feel the pain that Roman feels. In truth, oh truth, we could have been great together. Just look at Leo Kruger. Remember his face, though, Truth. Remember Leo Kruger, because he will be your downfall. Wahia. And then he blows out his little light. Out comes the Wyatt family as they make their way to the ring to start off the night with the six-man tag match that will be the Wyatt family being represented by Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and Leo Kruger, taking on the team of the Usos and R-Truth. So just pretty much one of those little intros that Bray Wyatt used to do all the time that he doesn't do anymore, and it's kind of sad to think about. Hyping up the fact that tonight he's been talking about his destiny and how he was pretty much going to climb the ladder, not necessarily straight up calling it the Money in the Bank briefcase and all that. But, he's going to climb the ladder and, pull it down and pretty much, win the briefcase. But also hinting at the fact that we're going to see an impact from the Wyatt family tonight. So we go on to our opening match of the night that does a 73 B-. Hell yes, that is a great rating. And a match that had some good action, but not much weighing heat. The Wyatt family, of course. Did anyone else think that they weren't going to get the win? The Wyatt family, Leo Kruger, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan defeats R-Truth and the Usos when Kruger defeated Truth by submission, actually, with the GC3. Kruger's literally got moves that I have no idea what they are. I don't know what a GC3 is. I don't know what the Kruger end is. I mean, I'm guaranteeing that I might know what I'm not guaranteeing that, but I might know what those moves are, but because he renames them certain ways, I mean, GC3 might not be a rename, but either way, I don't know what half Leo Kruger's moves are when he ends them. Luke Harper's improving in performance, and Leo's improving in both flying and performance, so I'm happy to see Leo's getting improvements. Unfortunately, Truth didn't. He was off his game tonight. Bray, of course, making up with that good ring work. Of course, having great chemistry as well. So the Wyatt family makes an impact to start off the night, and then we go right away to a video hyping up the upcoming triple threat match between John Cena, Sheamus, and Bad News Barrett over the United States Championship, which gets a 74 B-. We then go on to the actual match, which does an 82 B. I definitely expected this match to do really well. I mean, it's John Cena for one, but Sheamus and Barrett are definitely two of my better workers, especially Sheamus. He's had some of my best matches. In fact, him and Cena still have my best rated match. Either way, though, in a bout that featured great action and a good crowd, John Cena defeats Bad News Barrett and Sheamus when Cena defeated Barrett with an attitude adjustment, making his 12th defense of the United States Championship. The way I'd like to see this happen, I'd imagine... I wish I would have gone back and had Sheamus take the loss, because the way I was thinking was Sheamus hitting the brogue on Barrett and then Cena lifting Sheamus up for an attitude adjustment, plants him on top of Barrett. But we could still roll with that. We'll say Sheamus hits the brogue kick on Barrett. Cena still catches Sheamus up on his shoulder. Attitude adjustment on Barrett. Sheamus rolls out of the ring. Cena pins Barrett. 1, 2, 3. Simple as that. And John Cena is improving in technical as well, so there's that to look forward to, I guess. We then go to a 48 D+. Thanks a lot, guys. The Miz and Mizdow backstage. Miz is pacing back and forth, of course, with Mizdow copying him. Miz then goes, "Can you stop for a moment? Please, Mizdow. Thank you. Look, tonight, we've got the opportunity to become the 2-time tag team champions. Cesaro and Kidd may not be worried about us, but they should be. The primetime players have never won any tag team gold. So let's go out there and let's capture those tag team titles so once again, I can be the tag team champions." Miz then walks off, to get ready, walking towards the arena for the match. Of course, Damien Mizdow stays back a little bit, kind of like, did he really just say I again? And then he's kind of just sitting there until Miz finally yells, "Mizdow!" And he rushes over, to the Miz. We then go to a 71 B-. Yes, this did really good too. Very happy to see that. 71 B-. And a match had some good action, but not much weighing heat. The Upper Cats retain the tag team championships by defeating Miz and Mizdow and the primetime players. Oh, this was an order of elimination match. Oops, I did not know it was an elimination match. I wish I would have paid attention to that. That's my bad, because the primetime players got eliminated first, and if I would have known it was an elimination match, I would have had the PTP go on last, but unfortunately, that's not how it worked out. So apparently, the PTP went out first, and then Mizdow and Miz And the Uppercats make defense number 4 of the tag team titles. Cesaro is improving in technical, and Tyson Kidd is improving in performance. So glad to see that the Uppercats are improving. We then go on to a 71 B-. Roman Reigns is backstage. He's being interviewed about the Money in the Bank match later on tonight, and the interviewer says, we didn't get to hear from you on SmackDown during Piper's Pit. And, when things started getting out of control, so just out of curiosity, what was your answer to the Hot Rod's question? And then Roman takes the mic and he goes, why do I think I'm going to win, right? That was the question. It's simple. Because I can. And I will. And then Roman just walks away. Quick and to the point, nerds and geeks. We then go to a 52 D+ in a match with some good action, but not much weighing heat. AJ defeating Paige with the Shining Wizard, making defense number 4, and ending the Paige-AJ storyline for now. That is the end of it. Just mostly because it hasn't been going on that well so far. Kinda ending it, but we'll see when we get to it. We then go on to a music video, or a video hyping the upcoming Money in the Bank ladder match, showing how everybody came here, probably stuff like that, and going over like the rules and the past Money in the Bank ladder matches, shit like that, Because it does a 71 B-, and then we do, oh yes, an 81 B for the Money in the Bank ladder match. You gotta be happy with that, nerds and geeks. That's a good grade if you ask me. Could have been better. I mean, we have a lot of main event talent here. I mean, everybody in the match is a main eventer. But I'm still satisfied with this. 81 B, and a bout that featured great action and a good crowd. Not good action. Great action and a good crowd. Bray Wyatt, nerds and geeks. Bray Wyatt defeats Dolph Ziggler, Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, and Rusev in a ladder match, when Wyatt was able to retrieve the item and become Mr. Money in the Bank. Bray Wyatt is the Money in the Bank holder. And we did have a lot of interference. You'll notice that every single member of the Wyatt family targeted Roman Reigns. We had Harper, Rowan, and Leo Kruger attack Roman. The way I'd imagine this happening is, pretty much like towards the end, I can imagine it looking like Roman's going to win, or someone's going to win, and here comes the Wyatt family, and they start, I wouldn't say Roman, but I did have him target Roman because that's the person they attack. But the way I'd imagine it is like maybe Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler are fighting at the top of the ladder because they have a little bit of feud going on for here. And then here comes the Wyatt family, and they start pulling them down. And Bryan and Ziggler are trying to fight back, but it's 3-on-1 practically. And then here comes Roman cleaning the house, taking care of them all, or taking care of both Harper and Rowan. I wouldn't necessarily say Kruger's there yet. And then Roman's climbing the ladder. Kruger comes in and is holding on to his leg. Bray starts climbing it. Roman's able to get rid of Kruger. They're probably battling back and forth until I'd imagine all three of the Wyatt families come in and kind of do like a Shield-esque powerbomb, like a triple powerbomb to Roman off the ladder, and then Bray retrieves the briefcase to win the match. Something crazy like that. Unfortunately, Rusev was off his game, though. Come on, Ruru. Bryan is improving in performance. Dolph's improving in performance. Randy Orton is improving in performance. And Bray Wyatt is improving in flying skills. How many people do you think are going to be like, ladder matches really aren't my specialty? Let's see. No one? Interesting. Huh. Well, up next, Nerds and Geeks, we have a music video. And what's this? It's promoting the return of the Ayatollah of rock and roller, the best in the world at what he does, Chris Jericho. Jericho returning to the WWE, and it's first announced at Money in the Bank. We then go to a 59C, a match to kind of just bring the crowd down from the Money in the Bank ladder match so we can get to our next match. About to feature great action and average heat, surprisingly. Stardust defeats Ryback with the Beautiful Disaster. And even though there's no feud, because I ended it already, ends the feud with Ryback now, as he moves on. We then go to a 74 B- as a music video is hyping the upcoming match against Dean Ambrose and Rollins, pretty much going over their entire history with each other. And here it is, Nerds and Geeks, the moment we've all been waiting for. Oh boy. All right. Oh, okay, never mind. I got a little worried. Oh my god, I got a little worried there when I saw that 76 B-. I was like, no! No, why did you do that to me? Okay. Anyway, let's just talk about this before we get to the show. So both superstars in the ring. I would imagine, it's mostly Seth Rollins here because Dean Ambrose isn't champion, at least not yet. And Bray Wyatt, and then the lights come back on and you see Bray Wyatt just, sitting in the rocking chair watching the match. And, Seth Rollins a little distracted. I mean, Mr. Money in the Bank is out here. It's kind of like a reverse of roles here. This was Seth Rollins of almost a year ago, and now he's the one being stalked. And Bray Wyatt did say he would feel his presence, but now here comes the moment we've been waiting for. Okay. Oh, yes, thank you. I was so worried it was going to be like a friggin' B- or worse, a C+. A 79B, and a bout that featured great action and a good crowd. Seth Rollins, that's right, nerds and geeks, Seth Rollins defeats Dean Ambrose in the ladder match when he was able to pull down the title after Dean Ambrose had been taken out by Triple H. A lot of interference happened in this match as well. As you see, Rusev, Cesaro, and Kid also attacked Ambrose along with Triple H. The way I'd see this happening is Ambrose is looking like he's going to win. Here comes Rusev. Here comes Kid. Here comes Cesaro. And instead, even though it says they attacked him, I wouldn't have had Cesaro, Rusev, or Kid lay a hand on Dean Ambrose. Because you also notice here in the Road Agent report, Dean Ambrose, as per normal, took a crazy bump during the match. And he usually tends to do that for one, but the reason why I made him take a crazy bump is because the way I would have booked it, like I was saying, I wouldn't have had Cesaro, Kid, or Rusev lay a finger on him. I'd have them coming out like it would look like they were gonna, and then Ambrose pretty much just diving off the ladder onto all three of them to take them out, and everyone just, oh my god, and then I'd have it coming up to a point where, they're both battling over the title at the top, and then here comes Triple H, pulls Ambrose down, pedigree, and then, picks Rollins up and has him go over there as he stands over Ambrose, and Rollins just pulls down the title to retain. So Triple H definitely screwing over Ambrose in the long run here. Out of curiosity, did we get a booking bonus, or did that help? I was penalized for a booking decision. What a shame. All in all, though, the show increased our popularity in 36 regions, so I'm happy with that. And it got a 75 B-, so there's also that. Who had the match of the night? Probably Cena and the company. Yeah, Cena and company had our match of the night. So we should probably say good things to them. But I'm going to instead. I will say good things to John Cena. Don't get me wrong. But I'm going to give Bray and Ambrose compliments tonight. Just because, they're the big stars, if you ask me tonight. So let's compliment Cena on a good performance. Let's just compliment them all on a good performance tonight. Make speech. Cena's pleased. Bray's pleased. Ambrose is pleased. The speech has been given. All right. How you doing? I had to do it just because Enzo was there. Very satisfied with Money in the Bank, though. I do wish it might have done a little better, but that's just, any show. I mean, of course, you want some of your matches to get an A, of course. I mean, I'd love to have the Money in the Bank get an A, or Ambrose and Rollins get an A or something, but all in all, I'd say it's a success. Although New Japan is kicking our ass. Look at that. Damn, dude. AJ and Hiroshi Tanahashi with that 98 freaking B. Can't top that. All right. Before we end this episode off, though, we have some things here. Paul Heyman's return, so there's that. And we got a 7.16 for Money in the Bank. And I believe this would be Big E. Yep. Big E is ready to come back. So complete that contract. E-Tour coming over. So now that Money in the Bank is over, Nerds and Geeks, we are going to be booking towards our next pay-per-view, which will be Battleground, a.k.a. King of the Ring. We will have NXT TakeOver before then, but Battleground is our next pay-per-view. I might actually push this back a little bit. I don't think that'll give me enough time for the King of the Ring things. So, King of the Ring tournament's up next, but out of curiosity, we didn't have any title changes, unfortunately. Some of you guys may be bummed about that. But out of curiosity, I want to look at the Money in the Bank. And there he is, everybody. Bray Wyatt. Just shows you the match itself. Bray Wyatt. I wish I would remembered Prestige. Maybe I can go back and look at the other videos. Bray Wyatt is now the newest holder of the Money in the Bank briefcase and gets to cash in for a chance at a title anytime, anywhere. So let's do an auto push real quick. And I just want to kind of look at the main eventers before we end this off. Although I imagine it's staying about the same. But you never know. So main eventers, we still have Big Show, Bray Wyatt. Daniels doesn't necessarily count. No one from NXT really counts because most of them are just, I book them as main eventers. Daniel Bryan, Ambrose, Ziggler, Cena, Henry still. Wow. Henry, Orton, Reigns, Rusev, Ryback, Rollins, Sheamus, and Stardust. Okay. Like I said, I didn't think anyone would change. So let's go ahead and check some storylines out, and we'll end some off. We are going to end off the AJ Page feud. We are ending the Ambrose Seth Rollins feud. Unfortunately for Ambrose, didn't get much love in that. Most likely ending this, but I don't want to end it just yet. Mostly because I don't have a backup storyline for it in the moment. We are keeping Reigns and these two together. This storyline's going to end. Where's Natalya and Victoria? That's ending. So, yeah. The only ones really continuing on are Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton and Rusev, with this one most likely ending as well. I just don't have someone in mind to be his challenger, so I kind of want to think about that first. Either way, though, Nerds and Geeks, next time we are recording, we're going to be booking Monday Night Raw. We're going to have some new storylines, and we're going to start booking towards the King of the Ring. My name's been OMG WTF, LOL FTW BRB. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor, leave me a comment, a like, and subscribe if you have not already. And as always, have a good day. See you next time.